but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman.
Hey, started out riding, man with the geezers, with shit, then one talk about the chick. All of them talk, my bad ass still ain't listen, was living, but taught me the ways they.
It is Friday. Hello, I am your podcast bestie, Danny Marie. We're here every day, 12:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And by the way, as your podcast bestie, I'm here helping you as content creators and podcasters use your podcasting platform as a marketing tool, something that you can use to build trust, build expertise in your area, and convert your listeners into customers with clear content strategy, systems, and training. And if you happen to be a business owner already or advertiser, and you say maybe podcasting is not for me, then I can help you get in front of the right audiences so you can increase your sales and brand awareness through podcast promotion, creator partnerships, and activations. And when we're here on most days, I like to cover things that are podcasting related, AI related, sprinkle in a bit of pop culture. Today, we're switching it up just a smidge, and we're talking to you about which private community platforms are best for podcasters. We're reviewing Fanbase, Patreon, Skool, and Payhip. By the way, let me know which one of these do you have experience with. So let us know in the chat whether you have more experience with Fanbase, Skool, Payhip, Patreon. Not what you heard about, but something that you've actually used. And then as you guys are doing this, I'm going to take a sip of water. Let me know in the chat which of these platforms are you accustomed to using. Which one of them have you tried, but then pivoted to a different platform? We want to hear from you. We want to engage with you. We appreciate your comments in advance. Okay. That said, if you're paying for Patreon, guys, building a Skool community or selling on Payhip or maybe even using Fanbase to post, then there's a good chance you're using the wrong platform for your actual goals. Today, I'm going to save you time, money, and frustration by showing you which community platform is best for podcasters and why the answer isn't what people think. We're going to break this down in a few ways. We have a few segments in this 45 minutes to 1 hour long conversation. Make sure you have your pen and your notebook. Use your phone to take notes. If you're watching on your laptop, if you're watching on your phone, then use your laptop to take notes. But I think there is some meat in today's conversation. These are one of the common questions I get asked as a podcast coach and strategist. And as we're in a climate where things kind of feel like unsure and there's so many platforms coming at you all at once, you don't know which ones make the most sense, then stay tuned. We're going to get you squared away by answering that very question, helping you come down to a final conclusion about which platform you should be spending your time on. So section 1, what problem are you solving exactly? Again, we're talking about Fanbase, Patreon, Skool, and Payhip. So Fanbase is best for creators who want social media plus monetization all in one place. You can post your content. They have about 7 different verticals: regular post, your stories, your lives, social audio, long form content, exclusive content, and then you actually can also monetize in the chat. So whether that's like the chat of a social audio room or whether that's like the chat under the comment section of one of your posts or like someone sending you a DM. Those are all of the different ways you earn through hearts on Fanbase. You can monetize through subscriptions, tips, and pay per post content. Patreon is best for creators with an existing audience who want recurring revenue through memberships and exclusive content. Skool is best for educators, coaches, and community builders who want product and promotion and using their community as a hub to create the community and learning experiences. And then Payhip is best for creators who want to sell digital products, courses, memberships, coaching, or downloads with minimal setup. Who is the winner here? Well, if you're looking for community, try Skool. If you're looking for memberships, try Patreon. If you're selling a product, try Payhip. And if you're looking to build a creator economy with social media verticals, Fanbase is where you need to be. Next, audience ownership. So ask yourself, is the goal to collect email addresses? Can you contact members directly? And can you take your audience elsewhere later? So with Fanbase, you own the relationship with your followers more than traditional social media, but your audience still lives on Fanbase. And by the way, you have to, for many people, Fanbase is completely new. And for many people, you actually have to warm them up to come over to Fanbase if they're accustomed to being on other platforms like i.e. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. With Patreon allows creators to export member email lists and communicate directly through email, DMs, chat, and community features. However, your paying members still exist inside of the Patreon ecosystem. And again, it's another one of those situations where you have to convince people to leave one platform and pay into accessing your exclusive content on Patreon. When it comes to Skool, it's an excellent audience ownership platform because members intentionally join your community and you can direct them elsewhere, right? So Skool is something that you build up behind the scenes. They have various different tiers depending on what the needs are. They will add different features and amenities, right? And it's not uncommon. People are aware that it's not like any other social media app. It isn't a social media app at all. So when they join your Skool community, they know that they're coming for the education. And then when it comes to Payhip, strong audience ownership because customers are your customers, right? You collect customer information and you continue marketing to them, especially if you have CRMs and automations in place that are warming those leads over time. Even if they don't purchase with you right away, you still have a way of nurturing your audience. And again, most people are using Payhip for their paying customers. So who is the winner in this case? We're talking about audience ownership. Payhip is certainly the top contender. The runner-up is Skool, for sure. And I will take a moment just to reiterate that I personally have experiences I've built on all of these platforms. Present day, I'm still on Fanbase. I've used Skool for various reasons, whether it was to build something of my own or whether it was to join someone else's community. I've paid everything from $9 to $99 a month. And when it comes to Payhip is free to create, free to build. It's probably a bit more difficult to build it up the way that you would like to, so you can help you can enlist the help of someone from like a Fiverr to build it for you, but we'll talk more about that a little bit further down the road when we talk about the ease of use. But also when it comes to Patreon, I've also used Patreon the same way that I've used Skool, as a creator and as a member, following other people, seeing the different ways that they use it. Some people will create a free low barrier offer on their Patreon just so that you can see on a large scale what it is that they offer, get a feel for the brand. And then if you want to take things to a deeper level, then you can pay the next tier. One of the things I really like is you get to incentivize and reward your followers with merch and all other kind of things like that. So I've used them all. Present day, I'm still using Fanbase above all others. But again, we're going to get into the weeds and talk more about what I think you should do and why I think people are really missing the point. But let's go to section 3, monetization options. So the next question you should be asking yourself, or you likely have asked, if you're wondering which platform makes the most sense for you as a podcaster in terms of community and monetization, how many ways can you make money? So again, going back to Fanbase, you have subscriptions, you have tips, you have pay per post, you have live stream monetization, and supporter economy features. With Patreon, you have monthly memberships, annual memberships. You can sell your digital products. You can do one-time purchases, so things that are one-off. And of course, your exclusive content. And for people, and I've talked about this in the past on my platform, your podcast doesn't have to be free. You can put it behind a paywall, so make it exclusive, making people subscribe to your content. So podcast subscriptions are a thing. That's all for Patreon. When it comes to Skool, you have paid memberships, courses, coaching, events, and group programs, right? So there's certain things, again, you can block off the tiers. And this community, like for instance, I have Mike Masters, or I have my podcast peeps. Those are different classifications. I can give something exclusive to Mike Masters specifically, or something specific for podcast peeps, or everybody has access to it, so you can break it off that way. But you're also able to monetize from the various options: group programming, events, coaching, your courses, and paid communities. With Payhip, digital products, memberships, bundle offers, courses, coaching, downloads. So who is the winner in terms of the best platform for monetization? I would say Payhip, because they are the most diverse. The best recurring revenue is Patreon, and the most social is Fanbase. Let me take a time out to check the chat. I'm also going to stop the poll and see if we have any comments. All right. And I'm also going to take this time out to mention podcast peeps. So if you are a podcaster and you say, hey, I'm still not sure that I'm ready to make a full-on commitment, but I do want to be a part of a community, and I do want people that can hold me up, keep me accountable, support me, then certainly join Podcast Peeps. We meet regularly every Saturday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we meet every quarter together by attending something in person. Like in the month of August, we have the Empowered Podcasting Conference happening April 21st through the 23rd. And if you're just tuning in, today we're talking about which private community platform is the best for podcasters, with a comparison analysis of Fanbase, Patreon, Skool, and Payhip. Use the QR code if you would like to join us tomorrow or any other Saturday, because that will lead you directly to Podcast Peeps. If you're not able to scan the QR code, you can also visit podcastpeeps.com. Okay, let us move on. Now let's talk about community features. So where do conversations actually happen? So for Fanbase, it's a very strong, very communal-based platform designed as a social media platform first. You have comments, you have engagement in social audio, you have live stream interaction and follower culture, which are the core pillars of that platform. With Patreon, stronger than many people realize. So you have Patreon, which does now include DMs, comments, community discussions, and direct creator to member communication. Skool, arguably the strongest community platform in the comparison. So the entire product revolves around conversations, accountability, courses, and community participation. And Payhip, I would say, it's primarily an e-commerce platform. So unless it's like a course that allows for an open forum and open discussions, you're really not going to get that much engagement. It's almost insular, and it's not really constructed in such a way that it has all of the community features the way that the other platforms do. So in this case, for community features, the winner here is Skool, and the second place winner, the runner-up, is Fanbase. Let's talk about discoverability. Can people find you without already knowing you? So this one is pretty tough, and I think this is very important, even though it's number 5 in this segment. But I think in terms of the importance, being discovered is integral in a lot of our success as podcasters, right? So Fanbase has a built-in social discovery, but unless people are on the platform, there really isn't a way for them to discover you. Followers can discover content inside of the platform only. Patreon, much stronger than it used to be. Now Patreon has expanded its discovery network to help creators get discovered by new users. So sometimes they send out emails about what one of the creators on the platform are doing. And like if you make it to the top of the Patreon homepage, you're going to get possibly discovered that way as well. When it comes to Skool, same thing. They help push out and amplify some of the top creators. So Skool is strong because communities appear inside of the Skool marketplace, and Payhip is the weakest. Most traffic comes from your own marketing. The winner here is Skool. The second runner-up is Fanbase, and the most improved over time has been Patreon. Now, I told you we were going to talk about this a little later on. We're now at the point where we're talking about the ease of use. How quickly can you get started, even if you have no experience building any of these platforms or any experience marketing? How easy is it to create a brand on these platforms? So Patreon is extremely easy. What I love about Patreon, it's almost like drag and drop. You can construct it the way you want to construct it. Add your brand, create your color aesthetics, add whether or not you want the tiers to be free or whether you want what the tiers to come with a cost, right? It's fairly simple. Payhip, not as simple, but it's also similar that you can drag and drop. There's so many things on Payhip, so you really have to know what you're building for. but you can build a course, you can build your marketplace, you can build just your one-off product. There's just so many different styles and things that you can build in Payhip as well. So it's fairly easy, but you do have to get past the learning curve to understand, okay, I want to build my course and make it look like this, or I want to build my newsletter and make it look like this. When it comes to Fanbase, it's moderately easy. And if I had to say, I would switch Payhip and Fanbase. Fanbase is probably more easy than Payhip is. With Fanbase, they have a proprietary feature where you can take all your information on TikTok or Instagram and easily have it migrate over to Fanbase. So that makes it easier. And then you can build out your exclusive content by simply adding some of your long form video to your exclusive behind the paywall content. You add your picture for your profile, you add your bio, and it's really easy to set up. Now, Skool is also simple, but it does require more setup if you're building a course and community systems. So again, depending on the tiers and the different levels and what things you want to go for the general community versus what things you want to be more exclusive. And then if you have Zoom calls or any group meetings, you need to add those links and stuff like that. So the winner here in terms of ease of use, I would say is Fanbase, and the runner up or Fanbase and Patreon are probably tied. And then after that is probably Skool. And then I would say Payhip is probably the last one, in my opinion. So we talked about what of the 4 platforms should you be building on. We broke it down in a few easy, palatable segments, right? So we talked about what problem are you solving in section 1. In section 2, we talked about audience ownership. In section 3, we talked about monetization options. In section 4, we talked about community features. In section 5, we talked about discoverability. And then in section 6, we talked about ease of use. Now, some of you know that I have a course and I teach people how to launch your podcast in 5 days using Substack. And the reason why I haven't mentioned Substack, even though some of these features are similar, Substack to me is more in the category of an audio newsletter or newsletter, and it should be up there with like MailChimp and Beehive. So we'll talk about Substack on a different day and time. But in terms of my recommendations, if you're selling digital products, Payhip would be my recommendation to you. If you already have a podcast audience and you want recurring memberships, Patreon. If community is the product, Skool. If you want social media and monetization combined, Fanbase. And if you're building something long-term, like an entire ecosystem, use more than one. My preferred stack for podcasters. Podcast equals discovery. Email list equals ownership. Fanbase or Skool equal community. Payhip equals products, and Patreon equals premium memberships. Now, one thing I would add is the real winner here, which we haven't yet talked about, just glossed over. The real winner is build your own email list. Every platform on this list change every day. No, not every day, but they change quite frequently and over time, constantly evolving, constantly checking their data, their analytics to see what's working and what isn't working. And so everything is forever changing. And for that reason, pricing will change, policies will change, features will change, the algorithms will change. But the one thing that is constant, and no matter which platform you're on, your email list is the only asset that you truly own. So that is a powerful takeaway, and that is how I want to end today's live, which was a very short one, talking about the ways in which you, as a podcaster, can build your own community using Fanbase, Patreon, Skool, or Payhip. But understand at the end of it, you should be building your own email list. Now, what I will say before we end is one way that you can start to build your email list, even if you don't have any of these things in place, is you can say, you're under construction. Your brand is currently under construction, and you're finding the best platform for your avid supporters. You can create a landing page using something like Lovable. Let people know you're building your email list so that you can keep everyone abreast of all of the updates as they come. And for people who are interested, they can sign up for your email list as you are currently finding your forever home, right? Another thing that you can do is offer something, right? So not only are you suggesting that people can follow you for something that you're building down the line, but you can offer a guide or offer them an ebook in exchange for their email address. And then you can let them know once you've captured their information that you're building something bigger, right? And if they're interested, they can stay connected with you with their email. Let me put this poll up again. Which one of these platforms do you have experience with? Let me know in the chat, whether Fanbase, Skool, Payhip, or Patreon. It could be 1, 2, 3, or all 4. And if you are interested, again, tomorrow we're talking in our Podcast Peeps group, which happens every day online on Zoom. We're discussing how to create a hook. Some of you guys still struggle to get listeners and convert your listeners because you're not capturing their attention right in the first 10 seconds. So we have a speaker tomorrow who is going to talk about the power of hooking your audience, right? How do you stop the scroll where most people are on their cell phones doing this? How do you get them to jolt right in their skin and stop the scroll almost immediately within that first 3 to 10 seconds? So we're having a guest speaker who's going to share about the importance of hooking your audience, whether you are a podcaster, content creator who is on Buzzsprout, Apple, Spotify, or if you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. How do you stop the scroll? Find out tomorrow. Scan that QR code and join us tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST or 7 a.m. PST. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tapping in on today's live. I am Danny Marie. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notifications bell if you're on YouTube. And if you're just catching on, go back and watch the replay. What private community platform is best for podcasters? Fanbase, Patreon, Skool, or Payhip? That is all for today. Have an amazing weekend.
Hey,
But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman.
hey. Started off around the man with the geezers with it. She didn't want to talk about the chick. All of them times my bad ass still ain't listen, was living, but taught me the way.